welcome to Cramming with Kara. This is where I help you study for your next test. This one being grammar. We are now on chapter 11, which is our capitalization chapter. And I'm just going to go through the rules. I feel like most of them are pretty easy by now, so I'll just try to highlight mostly just the ones a little trickier. Capitalize names and initials. I'm Kara. We capitalize Kara. Kara's with a K. Titles used with a name. So if it's Dr. Jeff, doctor is capitalized. If we say the doctor went into his office, we would not capitalize doctor in that instance, okay? Only if it's being used with the name. This could be general, captain, prime minister, things like that. Use family words used as proper nouns. So if I say my Aunt Karen or my Grandma Ellen, you would capitalize aunt and grandma. If I said, hey Dad, could you give me a drink, I would capitalize Dad. Most of the time I try to think about it if I could replace the grandma or aunt or dad or mom with the person's actual name, then I capitalize it. Like if I say, Uncle, could you throw me the ball? You would capitalize Uncle, because I could say, Steve, could you throw me the ball? But if I said, my uncle went to the store, I wouldn't say my Steve went to the store. That sounds weird, okay? So if you can say it in place of a name, you capitalize it. But if you can't, then you don't. Terms used as descriptive substitutes for proper nouns. So like, father of the country, referring to George Washington. Or like, this is often for like different people that made discoveries in like science or history, like the father of history, you capitalize father in history because that's giving a title to someone. No other ones that come to mind. The butcher of Baghdad, which is Saddam Hussein. So you capitalize that because it's being used as a title. Personifications, so like death or winter. If that's being used in a poem and it's being personified or giving it qualities of a human, then sometimes you capitalize it, if the poet chooses to. But if they're doing a grammar test, then you might capitalize it. Names of religions: Christianity, Taoism, Buddhism, Judaism, Islam. Just capitalize all of them. Nouns and personal pronouns referring to the one true God. So we capitalize God. We do not capitalize God's plural because that's referring to polytheism and it's not the true God. We capitalize Christ, Jesus. We also capitalize word. That's a different one. We'll get to that later. Okay, we capitalize his because it's talking about God. So remember those personal pronouns. So now to Holy Scriptures. Capitalize Holy Bible, the Bible, Word, New Testament, Old Testament, the different books of the Bible, also other sacred texts like the Quran or the Book of Mormon. We also capitalize different nationalities and languages: British, English, Turkish, Canadian, all those good things. And ethnic groups like Caucasians, Asians, Kurd, Croats, those are weird. We capitalize proper adjectives like Swiss, as in Swiss wristwatch. Swiss wristwatch. Say that 10 times fast. Or Italian marble. Or German chocolate. Or Belgian waffles. Different things like that. Some words, like French fries, you don't capitalize French anymore because we just worn it out so much. Or like Chinaware, you don't capitalize China anymore. Those two I can think of. Some things that if they're used so much, then you don't capitalize them anymore. Okay. Next section, capitalized countries: United States, Mexico, Canada, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, all the stands. Capitalize them. Capitalized cities: New York. Capitalized states: Indiana, Pennsylvania. Sections of a country or world: the Outer Banks, the Amazon, the South. When it's a place, don't capitalize directions. Like if I'm heading north, I don't capitalize that. But if I'm going to live in the East, then I would capitalize it, because then I refer to it as a place, not just a direction. It's tricky. Geographic features such as Niagara Falls, the Grand Canyon, capitalize those. Streets and roads: Strawbridge Road, King Street, 5th Street. Bodies of water: Pacific Ocean, Caribbean, Susquehanna River. Do not capitalize a geographical noun unless it's part of a proper noun. So like, I went to the bay. That would just be lowercase. But if I went to the Bay of Fundy, then it would be uppercase because it's its own place. Capitalized aircraft: Spirit of St. Louis. Spacecraft: the Voyager, the Apollo 13. Ships: the USS Maine. Trains: Thomas the Train. No, Crescent Limited. That's apparently a train. The Orient Express. Planets, stars, and other heavenly bodies. Okay, Jupiter, Saturn, different stars like Betelgeuse, constellations like Orion, Mercury, Venus, Mars. We capitalize Earth. Unless the is in front of Earth, then you don't capitalize it. Okay? Capitalize Earth. Unless there's the, then don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Sun and moon, they're lowercase. Unless they're in a sentence with other heavenly bodies that need to be uppercased. Like if I were to say, the sun is close to Mercury, because Mercury has to be capitalized, now the sun has to be capitalized. But if I say, the sun is really hot, it's just lowercase. Cool. Okay. Businesses and their abbreviations: Lone Oak Financial Services, Wilhelm Photography. Those are capitalized. Do not capitalize a common noun for a business. Like, we visited several landscape supply companies. Yeah, that's not the title of the business. It tells you what kind of business it is, but it's not, its official name. So don't capitalize it. Just leave it alone. Brand names like Hershey Kiss or Ford Thunderbird. Chevy's better. Do not capitalize the product name unless it's part of the brand name. Like Timex watch. You just capitalize Timex, not watch. Capitalize government departments: Department of the Interior, the FAA, FDA, FBI, the Senate, Congress, House of Representatives, all those good things. Okay, political parties: Democratic Party, Republican Party, Tory Party, the Whigs. They're pretty cool. Okay, organizations: United Service Organization, Young Republicans, capitalize members of most organizations like Republicans. Also goes for groups of people that are in religions like Christians, Muslims. Do not capitalize the common name of a club or team. So like the soccer team practices. Don't capitalize soccer. Don't do it. Capitalize schools. Northumberland Christian School. Capitalize it. Buildings. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Eiffel Tower. The Empire State Building. Structures. Like the Wall of China. Monuments. The Washington Monument. The Lincoln Memorial. Months. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are all capitalized. Holidays. Christmas, Father's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving. Comment below what your favorite holiday is. Do not capitalize names of seasons unless they're personified. Okay, like if the poet's using winter in her poem and she wants to give it qualities of person, she wants to capitalize it, that's fine. But don't do it otherwise. Summer is just lowercase. We're just saying it's so hot in summer. Just lowercase it. The abbreviations BC and AD, like before Christ, and so on, those are capitalized. AD comes before the date. BC comes after the date. The abbreviations AM and PM, you can either capitalize them or lowercase them. It's really up to you, but you should be consistent in whatever you do. So if you use AM once in your paper and you capitalize it, you should capitalize it the next time. Don't flip back and forth. Historical events and periods like the Battle of the Bulge, the Age of Enlightenment. Documents like the Treaty of Versailles, the Declaration of Independence. Awards like the Nobel Peace Prize, and special events like Chris Kindle or St. Paul Winter Carnival or Pine Knotter Days. Those are special, so they need to be capitalized because it's a special event. Okay, this is, we gotta listen to all these because we got newspapers and magazines. Capitalize them. Newspapers and magazines, capitalize them. If there's a "the" in front of it, don't capitalize it. Okay? Don't capitalize "the." Don't do it. For newspapers and magazines. Literary compositions. Okay, so books, essays, poems, and plays. Capitalize them. You can capitalize "the" for these if it's part of the title. Okay? Like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. "The" is part of the title. Capitalize it. Okay? The daily item, going back to the newspapers, is just daily item. They capitalize it when they put it in the newspaper. But when we write it, it's just capital D, capital I. Okay. Sections of a book or play, like chapter, index, act, all those are capitalized. Songs, operas, instrumental music, capitalize them. And when I say capitalize them, I mean like capitalize the first word always. Capitalize all your nouns, and your verbs. The words that you don't want to capitalize are like "the," unless it's the first word. Then you can capitalize. Conjunctions, you don't want to capitalize those. You don't want to capitalize prepositions either. Okay, all those little filler words, you want your main stuff to be capitalized. You can capitalize adjectives, that's fine too. Works of art, so drawings and paintings, like Got Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Capitalize it. Television and radio programs. Little House on the Prairie. WGRC, the messages and the music. Yeah, capitalize it. Specific courses of study, specific, like Algebra 1, not math. Don't capitalize math. Algebra 1, capitalize it. Psych 101, capitalize it. History of civilization, capitalize it. History, no. Don't do it. Okay. Do not, we covered that. Great. We have one more to do, and then we're done. Okay. First word in a sentence. Oh my goodness. You know that. Okay. If you have a sentence, but inside that sentence you have parentheses, don't capitalize the first word in those parentheses. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay. But if you have a sentence, you have a quote in the sentence, and the quote starts with a capital letter, then you can keep the capital letter in there, okay? But if you have a sentence, and the sentence says, Maria said, George, wait. Anything about this? He wrote many great novels, Julie continued. Sometimes I have trouble deciding which one is my favorite. So, there's a quoted sentence, and they were saying that Julie continued, period. There was the quoted part in the end of the sentence, and then she started a new sentence to finish what she was speaking, okay? But if I said, if the sentence were, Charlie, I said, did you do your homework? Because Charlie would not be its own sentence when I'm speaking it out loud. When I say Charlie, I said, did, that did is not capitalized. I'm sorry I do not have visual aid. I feel like this is really confusing. When you break apart a quote by inserting something, don't capitalize the word that comes after the interruption unless it is like its own new sentence, okay? I think we should move on. The first word in a line of poetry is always capitalized. If you have some poetry and a backslash and more poetry, that means they would normally be their own lines, but we're just doing it long ways right now. So after the slash, capitalize it. We did outlines. So you got Roman numeral 1, and then you got your words, and then A, B, C, and then your words, okay? The first word of any point on an outline should be capitalized all the time. The first word in a formal statement or quotation following a colon should be capitalized. Like, those attending the trial gasped at the jury's verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. In that case, you would capitalize we. But if the neighborhood children learned a lesson, don't tease dogs you don't know, you won't capitalize it because it's not really formal, okay? Only for formal things. The first word in all nouns in the greeting of a letter. So if I say, dear fellow students, I capitalize dear. It's the first word. And I also capitalize students because it's a noun. Okay? Not fellow. That's just an adjective. The first word in the closing of a letter, yours truly, only capitalize yours. Capitalize I, as in I did it. Capitalize it. Capitalize O. And you're like, in hymns, like when they say, "Oh Lord," capitalize O. O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm not sure if you capitalize that one, maybe. Single letters used as words, including grades, vitamins, musical notes. Capitalize them. So like, I got an A on my last test, or I got a D on my last test. Capitalize those. You need some more vitamin C. Eat your oranges. Capitalize that. I hit the F sharp at the wrong time. Capitalize it. Letters used to clarify a following word, like T-shirt or the I formation of football. I don't even know what that is. We just use X's and O's in football. Anyway, capitalize T and I in those circumstances. That's really all you need to know. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. Having a great day.